Welcome to my Sick Sad vlog. My name is Shane, and today I want to talk about my son getting sick again last night. If you've seen any of my previous videos, my son and my daughter and myself have PJS, Peutz-Jeghers syndrome, and my son has been dealing with it, or has had the hardest time with it these last few years. And we were in a cycle of going to the emergency room once or twice, maybe 3 times a month for quite a while. And it had tapered off for a while, and we'd always get the same answers from the doctors. They didn't know what was wrong. By the time we get there, he had severe stomach pain, so we thought it was related to the PJS, polyps, intussusceptions, things like that. And after a while of these cycles of going to the emergency room, being admitted overnight for observation, the doctors always said, we don't know what's going on, we don't see a problem, there's no blockage, and it would just be a constant cycle. And after some thinking and some deduction, we realized that, and some input from other people, doctors and other people, we realized that it was most likely his system wasn't forcing food through, he had a sluggish part in his intestines someplace, and it stopped. Sometimes it caused severe pain, and we thought that we identified the solution by kind of, as soon as the pain starts, walk it off, get your insides moving, take a walk around the block, and it worked one time. It worked one time, so we thought we were on a path to solving the mystery that amazingly the doctors couldn't figure out over a couple of years. But that's beside the point. And so I told my wife, let's not take him to the hospital anymore. He's 19 now, just for reference. And when the pain starts, if you're with her or if I'm with him, make sure he gets up and around and he moves and things like that and gets the insides working. Whatever it takes, go for a walk, more or less. And I got a call a couple months ago, or a message. My wife says he's really bad this time, so she took him to a hospital, and they kept him in the emergency room for maybe 4 hours. Didn't resolve the problem. He was still sick. They discharged him, and we had just started new insurance with my wife's new insurance. My kids are on her insurance. We hadn't had any claims, so we hadn't met the out-of-pocket deductible for the year yet. And that emergency room visit, for the 4 hours of what they did and what they didn't do, cost us nearly $7,000, and it's ridiculous. And I told my wife, don't take him to the hospital again. We can have the same result at home. I can say, I don't know what's wrong with him, not fix the problem, and it's free instead of going to the hospital. And I understand the urgency with the Peutz-Jeghers syndrome, and you can't take any chances, and that's the mentality we had in the past. And it's like, well, we want to be safe. If a polyp starts to bleed, or there's an intussusception that won't resolve, things like that, we want to be in a hospital. But after so many visits to the hospital and so many doctors and surgeons and specialists and everything saying we don't know what's going on, there obviously is a problem that they can't identify. So why keep going back to the hospital to go through that same cycle again? So fast forward to last night, my son comes in. He comes up to me. He's got a plastic bag. He's throwing up. He's like, I gotta go to the hospital. And we financially can't afford another hospital visit. We're paying for 2 or 3 years of bills on payment plans to this day, and that $7,000 has just been added to that. So I was a little more stern with him. I didn't automatically say, let's go, I'll get my stuff, let's go to the hospital. I didn't want to take him to the hospital, so I was a little more forceful with him. I told him, calm down, relax, try moving around. He said it still hurt. I told him, if we go to the hospital, they're gonna say the same thing I'm saying to you right now. So just calm down, tough it out for a little bit, try to go to sleep, things like that, and you'll eventually get through it. And throughout the night I checked on him. He was kind of vomiting still and things like that. We had some medication for pain and nausea and things like that, vomiting, that the doctors had given him. So that was helping, but he still stayed up most of the night and he was still sore and things like that. Then this morning, he slept on the couch last night, and this morning he's out cold and he hears me come in the room. He wakes up and I said, "How you doing?" He's like, "A lot better." I said, "Is it sore or anything? Do you need to rest?" And, "No, I'm good. I'm just tired." And it's like, so I think we found the need to work through it instead of just automatically just go to the hospital. Let's go to the emergency room. So I think we're on that road to recovery or resolution for the problem. Hopefully, like I said, he's 19, so hopefully he'll try those steps before he comes to me in that panic. I gotta go to the hospital. So hopefully we're on the road to acknowledging the problem and resolving it on our own. And hopefully he tries those methods next time. At least we know it's not directly related to the PJS. As of now, there's no blockage from polyps and things in the intestine and things like that. And we're pretty sure he's just got a section of his digestive tract that's slow to respond. It doesn't move things through his system as quickly as other parts, and it gets stopped somewhere along the line and it causes problems. So I think if he works through what pain there is and gets that out of the way, and he just calms down and tries to sleep it off, I think we'll be all right with a little bit of pain medication and nausea medication. So hopefully we can stop going to the hospital. It's incredibly expensive and it's just, we can't afford it anymore. So I think we have to force this home-based resolution a little bit more. And it sucks that your health sometimes comes down to your financial situation. What can you resolve? What can you take care of? What do you have to ignore because you simply can't afford it? I've got 3 or 4 health conditions that I need to resolve. I just can't afford to do that, having my wife with several medical conditions, my kids with PJS. I couldn't justify taking care of my elective surgeries or whatever to resolve my problems when I had to take care of those guys. So hopefully they're adults. They're gonna have to take on their own financial responsibilities. My daughter's 21 in 2 days, and my son is 19, and so that financial burden will be on them more quickly than they realize. And I've been trying to prepare them for that also. I told them the real world is not going to have any patience for your excuses not being able to pay your bills and things like that, but that's a whole nother topic. But so I think I'll stop right there. Hopefully we figured out a resolution to his problems without constantly running to the doctors and the hospitals. And next time, if this happens again, the episodes have been tapering off as he gets older, but they still do happen. He's had 3 or 4 in the last 3 or 4 months, 3 or 4 episodes. And but hopefully they taper off with time. I don't know if this is a condition that fixes itself, if you eventually will need surgery, I'm not sure. But at least we're making positive steps towards owning the situation and not relying on others to resolve it for us, which they haven't anyway. So I'll stop there. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me for a little bit, talk about our problems. If you've got issues like this, you've got PJS or you've got digestive problems and you're constantly in hospital, let me know. I'd be interested to see what other people are going through. I know we're not the only ones, obviously, but not everybody has PJS, Peutz-Jeghers syndrome, so that makes us a little unique. And so if you have conditions like that, or issues, or you have questions, maybe I can answer a question. I've had PJS for almost 43 years now. So my kids have had it since birth. They had the pigmentation on the lips almost from birth. So we automatically knew they had to deal with it also. So I've been rambling. So once again, thanks for watching. I'll be back soon with another video later.